different kind of video, of course, and I really wanted to talk about it ever since I first saw the movie. So, just wait a minute. Just put this a little here so you guys, you know it already, it was in my Rogue One video. Just roll with it. Do you want me to keep it or do I remove it? Okay, I'll remove it. So, I wanted to talk about the mixed reception to The Last Jedi. And what many people are forgetting is that this is a new trilogy. Fans are hating on this movie like, wow. And most of these fans are old fans. That is, the ones who basically saw the original trilogy in theaters when it first came out. And most of their reasons are valid. I understand their hate. And of course, spoilers for The Last Jedi. If you clicked on this video, of course there's gonna be a ton of spoilers. The thing is that they don't like the way Rian Johnson took Luke's character. They don't like that Supreme Leader Snoke is dead. That Luke also is already dead. That Rey's parents are nobodies. That is, she is not a Skywalker or a Solo or even a Kenobi or whatever. And that her parents basically sold her for money. And the fact, I guess also, that Force users are being seen throughout the galaxy now, and that you don't have to be related to someone who has been a Jedi or a Sith to be a Force user. And that's really valid. Those are really valid points. And I can see why people are not liking The Last Jedi. Those of you who've seen my top 10 videos, you can see that me personally, I really loved the movie. It's number 5 on my top 10 best list. But most of the people who are hating on it, they are disappointed that some of their biggest questions after The Force Awakens were just put out of the window like that. Let's face it, The Force Awakens was basically a rehash of A New Hope. It's still a really fast-paced, enjoyable Star Wars movie, but we basically know most of the things. Even before we saw The Force Awakens. A big Death Star-like weapon, they destroy it, and Abrams didn't really take a big risk. Force Awakens was a nostalgia movie. They wanted to get fans back on their board after the, let's say, negative reception to the prequels. And I'm not one of those who's advocating that the prequels are better movies. No. The thing is, especially if you just watch Force Awakens before going into The Last Jedi, when Rey has her vision at Maz Kanata's place, I forgot the word now, please forgive me, is that you're intrigued. Who are her parents? Why they left her on Jakku? And normally, as it is with Star Wars fans, they're gonna go all over the place, whether she's a Skywalker. Who is she? Is she a Solo? Is she Kylo Ren's sister? Niece? I don't know, cousin? Star Wars fans are like that. And even Snoke didn't personally appear in Force Awakens. His holographic presence was felt. And you were like, this must have been a really powerful dude, because Have you seen his face? And fans were eager for answers about these questions. And now when you watch The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson killed Snoke. Rey's parents are nobodies. And they even, for some, like, let's say most fans, ruined Luke. Because Luke, let's face it, really it's not in his character to be like, my nephew is drifting towards the dark side, let me just murder him, right? Let's not give him a chance. And the fact that Luke did not give him a chance is one of the reasons that he went full on towards the dark side. And I understand all those concerns about the movie. But putting all this out of the way, don't you guys feel this is a different Star Wars movie? Like, whether it's on the filmmaking level, which is just beautiful and gorgeous. I mean, Rian Johnson is a really good director. I acknowledge that there are problems with his script, but he took some risks, and I know most of it did not pay off for the fans, but for me it personally did. I mean, forgetting about The Last Jedi, if you just watched Force Awakens, you would say, yeah, we'll see Snoke probably till episode 9, and then he'll die or just go away, something like that. We'll get a backstory of some kind. Maybe he's Darth Plagueis, who knows? But no, he's just the big bad whom no one actually cares about, and it's... Personally, I think it was a good move to kill him off. I mean, you can not like that plot point, I won't lie. But you must admit, it was a bold move to do. And coming back to Rey's parents, J.J. Abrams has said, I mean, Colin Trevorrow is out, J.J. is back for episode 9, and whether he says, he rectifies it and says that no, Rey's parents are indeed somebodies, I'll be fine with it. And whether he continues with what Rian Johnson said, that is, Rey's parents are nobodies, I'm also fine with it. Because, like Rian Johnson showed, you don't have to be related to a Skywalker or a Solo or a Kenobi or whatever to be a Force user. And we'll probably see those kids most likely in Rian Johnson's new trilogy and not in episode 9. You know, the ones from Canto Bight. And yes, the Canto Bight sequence is really the worst part of The Last Jedi, if there is a worst part, let's say. And as far as Luke's concerned, that I'm on the side of the fans. It's not really in his character. He would not only have given Ben a second chance, but he could have done like much more to help him, to talk to him. But no, instead he said, I'll see and I'll light up my green lightsaber and murder him, basically, without even talking to my sister or my brother-in-law. But there were a ton of beautiful things in this movie, guys. The action was great. You can... I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do about Leia. Most probably they'll write something in the text scroll for episode 9. But, I mean, please, I wouldn't, personally, if they could just CGI Leia for like the first third of episode 9 and then kill her off or whatever, and not just in the title scroll, that would be really nice. I mean, she's still alive by the end of The Last Jedi. But I think, like, let me get this back again. When you watch the prequels, by the end of episode 2, you're pumped for the final one. The first adventure is always a fun one, a beginning, middle, and end, whether it's Phantom Menace, or A New Hope. Then the second one has a cliffhanger. It's most visible in Empire Strikes Back, of course, but even by the end of Attack of the Clones, you can see Padme and Anakin have engaged. So it's kind of a cliffhanger with the beginning of the Clone Wars. And then there's the third one. But the biggest problem with this new trilogy has been they put the cliffhanger at the end of the first one. And by the end of The Last Jedi, you're like, you want to see the final one? But just watching Force Awakens and The Last Jedi is kind of satisfying in itself. You don't want a third piece. But we'll get it because it's a trilogy. And I guess that was the biggest mistake, to put the cliffhanger at the end of the first movie itself instead of the second. And overall, guys, Last Jedi was a really great movie. I know fans are upset because of the decisions, I won't just say Rian Johnson, but even Lucasfilm made. But it's still a really great Star Wars movie. And I can't wait to see what JJ does for the third and final one. And that's it. These were pretty much my thoughts. Also this year, as I said in my top 10 worst video of the list of movies of 2017, I said I wouldn't be as active in 2018 I was last year. And that's true. If ever I see new movies, I mean the big ones, I'll most probably review in my normal fashion. But otherwise, if I don't get the time, I'll do like this, like a live video. And I'll review it quickly. And I hope you guys support me, because this is gonna be a big year, whether on my professional than my hobby here on YouTube. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.